So I'm gonna teach you how to brain rot your way into literally 10K months, 20K months, 30K months within high ticket sales as a young man. And it's not even really that complicated. So I'm just gonna break it down. So as you guys can see right here, this is 125,850 cash collected month for me as a closer within a single month. And a lot of people seem to so difficult or complicate this, but it's actually the easiest thing you can actually do, especially if you're in your 20s, you're a young man and you genuinely feel like you are made for bigger things in life. Like a lot of people think that just because you're a young man, you need to go to college or you need to start a complicated business and then maybe try to do drop shipping trading and then try to make it work. But you don't even have to go that far. So how I'm going to explain basically why I became one of the best closers in the industry simply by brain rotting my brain into high ticket sales. So first of all, you guys need to understand, like humans are complicated beings. Okay, so if that makes sense, this is me or any human, really. Like this is kind of ugly, but I don't care. So this is a human, right? So basically, what you guys need to understand is that this little human right here has emotions, right? So what does he have? He has emotions. He also has fears, and then he also has goals. So which is desires, really, but I'm gonna call it goals, desires, etc. So emotions, fears, goals. Obviously, emotions and fears is the same thing, but you need to link up his emotions on a three-way process, really, which is emotions to fear and then fears to goals. Because for a human to actually understand and change his behavior, he need to be conscious of the fact that he has not achieved a goal. And if that makes sense, basically every human being is afraid of multiple things. Fear of failure, fear of, taking a risk and being judged by his family, friends, environment, whatever, or even fear of, you know, it can be any fear really, to be honest with you guys. But then a normal human, he will come into a call, which can be for any kind of business. When we're talking about high ticket sales, we mean you can sell to any kind of business, AI, like health industry, maybe even a SaaS, SMMA, I don't know, like whatever you can imagine, you can sell within high ticket sales. And I've sold like in different industries. I've sold trading, I've sold drop shipping, I've sold Amazon FBA, even like luxury cards. And I've worked with one of the biggest like with a few of the biggest influencers in the space that you probably know. And this doesn't change. This works for every offer, for every business, for every customer and potential client. So a person has emotions, but what he thinks or what you probably think drives a human to make a decision and buy and actually you getting the clothes and getting the commission is not just his goals. You need to connect his emotions with fear. So you need to make him conscious of the fact that he has probably been 5 years trying supposedly things, but nothing's working. And why does that make sense? Because if nothing's really working, then there's obviously something wrong. What is that that's wrong? That's what you need to dig deep on the call. And once you dig deep on the call and you actually get what's wrong out of him, we need to make sure that he feels fear for the future if he doesn't make a change. So he needs to make a change. And if he doesn't make a change, he will not accomplish his goals. So this is so connected, and I hope you guys can understand this. Once we connect his fears with his emotions, and he knows that he has not been doing what it's necessary for him to achieve it, then we're going to connect them Like that, we're going to connect these thoughts right here with his goals. And once we connect his goals with his fears, we're going to be able to do something like this. And that is position ourselves as the solution. And that's how easy literally closing it. Like there's a three-way path. And if you really want to be good at closing, you forget about frameworks, forget about scripts, forget about whatever guru is telling you to do. Just understand one thing. If you want people to buy, they need to feel fear and then actually have a goal they have not taken enough action to get there too. Now, I will dig more deep than this. I want to make this superficial a little bit because I don't want to oversaturate you guys with information right now. But I am actually producing a long video of 1 hour that's probably going to come out in the next few weeks, explaining everything obviously for free. And the main thing right now that I want to explain for you guys is once we get people to buy like this, and once people are super ready to actually buy, they will pay big amounts for it. So basically, if you do this right, if you execute this right correctly, you can actually get somebody to pay. Obviously, you're working on behalf of a business, ecom, info, influencers, whatever it is. Normally, you will be selling a 5K package. So me, I get 10 or 15% of the commission, which basically means, wait, let me extend this a little bit. Yeah, 5K, 10 or 15% of the commission, which basically means that I'm going to get 500 per sale on average. However, there's also bonuses that businesses gives you, such as 250 for paid in full. So you actually made 750 per sale, which means that if you replicate this a couple times and you don't even have to go as far as to like, oh, 100 sales, like you can only do like, let's say 20 sales, like multiply that for 750 and it's going to be more than $10,000 plus. And that's realistically how I railroaded my way in 10K months as a closer. In less than 9 months, I became a $20,000 commission closer per month at 20 years old. Now I'm 21. It's been only like a year and 8 months that I've been in the industry. And I've been doing this as I travel around the world without complicating stuff, without starting a business, without worrying about ads, fulfillment. So it's super easy, guys. Like you just need to put your head down and work. Now, if you actually want to figure this out or even try to get into the industry, try to get an opportunity to work for someone else or whatever it is, feel free to drop me a message on Instagram and I'm happy to help.